Right, folks, I am on my way to do a podcast with In Brothers Words. Couple of brothers, Tom and Robbie. Just going to sit there and have a chat. I was a fumble in the back of a minivan. I think my head was too big for my mum's muff. I can draw a shark.
Who's your favourite wrestler?
My Uncle Steve and Auntie Sue. You've got me on a fucking rant now.
Go on, go for it.
Religion, politics, local current affairs. I've got a mate at work who's scared of jam.
Did you have coronavirus?
I did.
The famous sandwich from the Food Addictions podcast.
Let's tuck the fuck in. I don't know how long I want it to last. I need male company. My cock's bigger than your cock.
Hello and welcome to the In Brother Words podcast, episode 15. If you're new around here, please subscribe. Plenty of good stuff for you to catch up on. And today we have a very special guest. If you look back onto the Fraser Clark podcast, you'll have seen that Robbie was quite starstruck and a bit of a fanboy. And today's definitely my time. I've got one of my heroes here today. It's Dave, also known as Blue Van Man.
Yes, the Blue Van Man.
Thank you so much for coming on, Dave.
All right, no worries. I'm glad to help up-and-coming YouTubers and podcasts out. If anything I can do to help, I will.
Amazing. Lovely.
Yeah.
We've seen the van in the flesh as well.
Oh, yeah.
For the visually impaired, the van is on our drive.
Yeah, it needs a clean, though, but that's the trouble. It's the weather, isn't it?
Yeah. So for those that haven't seen your stuff, Dave, if you just had to explain what it is that you do, what would you say it is?
It's my version of Channel 4.
Yeah.
It's just, I just review everyday life things. I do food, socks, beers. I've got a deal with Beer Hawk, so BVM 10 to get yourself 10% off.
Yeah.
I just do anything. I do Leicester City for fuck's sake. Nice little play on words there.
Yeah,
that goes in well with me. Yeah, anything.
Amazing. And it's such simple stuff in terms of Dave can just be sitting in his van, can't you, reviewing KFC's newest burger. Yeah. I think you're on 122,000 subscribers now.
Hopefully I'll be 123 this weekend. I don't know. To be honest, I don't look at... figures never really bother me. I know some people, they're always obsessed with looking at figures, how many subs, how many views and all that. It's when I hit the 100,000, yes, that was exciting. Elliott sent me a text saying, well done on the 70,000. I thought, all right, yeah, cool. And but it's never really driven me or motivated me to hit all these figures.
Yeah.
So before we go into more kind of the process of what you do on YouTube, you've come today from Loughborough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that where you grew up, or was it Leicester specifically?
No, I grew up in a village outside Loughborough, and yeah, I've been there all my life. I did spend a couple of years in Loughborough. I bought a house there, sold a house in the village I lived, moved to Loughborough, made a bit of money on that, and then I met June and I moved in with her. We bought a house together, kind of thing. We combined our houses, sold them, and yeah.
So what jobs and stuff did you have when you were younger?
Well, I wanted to when I left school, I wanted to work with my dad. He was a chipper, carpenter, but that never materialised because the school thought it was a good idea to put me in art and not woodwork.
Any good at art, or?
I wasn't too bad. I can draw a shark for some reason. I don't know why. Shark. But and a few other things. I'm good at drawing trees and in the dark and that. But yeah, I was all right. But I really wanted to do the woodwork. I wanted to get into the woodwork and then develop and then go and work with my dad. Fortunately, school must have known something because my dad's a bit of a knob.
Okay.
And I'm quite happy I didn't really work with him. I did work with him for a bit. But when my parents split up, apart from wanting to kick the door down and kick my dad's head in, we that was it. It was I worked with him fitting double glazing, and then I went and when I finished working with him, I went and worked in a egg factory where we did hardboiled eggs and sandwich fillings, and I did that for a few years.
What was that like?
Crack him.
Hey.
You throw it, I'll fucking hit it.
What? So they came in as normal eggs. You
came in
boiled them
boxes
in a
of eggs.
factory.
You've seen the big, massive boxes of eggs.
Yeah.
And they come from Holland or somewhere, and we'd unload them, and then they get put in a big boiling machine thing and make the hard-boiled eggs.
Nice.
And girls there would actually shell these eggs by hand, and then they get put in a bucket and sent off to Marks and Spencer's.
What a job.
Yeah. You forget that someone has to do all these little things.
Yeah.
When you get your egg mayo sandwich or your prawn cocktail sandwich,
that's it.
People have to make these things, and obviously, and that was it. So then I did that, and then I went to work at Canon, the Canon photos.
Is
that the one in Colville?
That's the one, yeah.
So you know DHL opposite that?
I do know of it, yeah.
That's where I used to work. I used to do logistics there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I know the area roughly. What did you do there at Canon? Was it in the warehouse?
I was picking the orders, loading lorries and that kind of stuff. Then I left there and I went to, because we'd got the kid by then, we got Ginge. And because people need...
That's so funny that you call it Ginge.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in a minute.
It's what you do. It's what you do. Kind of thing. And anyway, so I left there. We needed to get a job where June was working and I was working, so we had to split this shift pattern up looking after the kid. I worked nights at a place called GM2, which is up there as well, near and I lasted there for a couple of months, and then I ended up working with my dad again, which was quite good because all the bad water under the bridge had gone. You know, my dad being a complete knob, he was only a knob now.
How old were you when your parents broke up?
I think 8, 10, 12.
Oh wow, okay.
And then 17.
Okay, but 17 was 17, the main
17 was the one where he's actually gone, and that's it. He's never come back to her, which is pretty good because she's dead now, so he ain't going to come back to her unless it's just an urn or something like that. It's not going to happen. So then I went and worked with my dad, and it was good. I actually enjoyed working with my dad again. It was proper quality time for us. You know, we'd actually all that shit had gone under the bridge, and we moved on. And then in the end, I wasn't really earning enough with me dad to, you know, to live the lifestyle I wanted to live. Plus, I was getting into debt. And I went and worked at the place I am. No, I went up to the window screen place up there near TDG.
I know where that is.
Yeah, I went there. That lasted only a few months, and then I got a job where I am now. So I've been there for nearly 14 years.
So all your jobs have been like, there's quite varied places, but quite similar in terms of working in like warehouses and manual sort of work.
Yeah, I've been working with men. I need male company.
Yeah,
I can't. If it was just me and June all day, she'd either stab me or I'll be shoving her head through the wall because you know I need.
Is that like blokey banter?
Yeah, I need that thing where I can say to somebody, "You're a," then it doesn't matter. And if they don't like it and they don't want to talk to me again, I'm quite happy with that.
Do you think you have to be a certain personality type to survive in those environments, working in?
Yeah, I think you do. I think it's something you don't develop it when you're 18. You know, when you're stepping out into the world, because you don't want nobody to not like you, do you? When you go into work, you don't want to be the odd one out. You don't want all the abuse. But as you get on with life and you grow older and wiser. You do actually think, fuck it, I don't care if you like me or not. And this is what my channels is about. You either like my channel or you don't. Don't come moaning at me because I've done something that you don't like. Just don't watch it. It's that simple. Life is very simple in a way.
You know, like on your YouTube now, like you say, it's mainly reviews of things and you giving your opinion of stuff. Do you think you were doing that anyway before YouTube?
Oh,
you just weren't recording it?
Yeah.
Is that what you were like in the staff room at work and that?
I used to write letters to the Loughborough Echo. And about pretty much everything. A lot of them never got published. A fair few did.
About what? So what's example?
Anything. Religion, politics, local current affairs, you name it. If I were moaning about it, I'd write it down. And, you know.
You're probably a YouTuber before YouTube.
Yeah, you can
before your time.
imagine in the staff room, can't you? Right, folks, I've got this sausage roll.
Yeah, it is that kind of thing. Somebody would bring cakes to work and say, they're shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I did it on, it was my birthday last weekend or the weekend before, I can't remember, and I don't care. But Babs at work, he's on Twitter, follow Babs at work. He doesn't do anything, pretty much like he does at work, but he just tags along on my name.
Yeah.
And he was going, you got to bring the cakes in, it's your birthday, you've got to bring the cakes. And here we go, cakes. So I bought them in, I bought one good lot of good cakes. And then I bought the cheapest cakes I could find just to wind them up. And they moaned and moaned all shift because I bought cheap cakes.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So then what was the thing that kind of made you think, I'm going to get this on YouTube now. Was you a fan of YouTube before that?
No.
Did you watch a lot of YouTube?
No, I didn't watch any YouTube. The only time I used to watch YouTube was when you wanted to change your plug.
Yeah.
Or something like that. You got a drip in tap.
There's loads of practical things on there. Isn't there?
And anyway, June watches a lot of YouTubers. These simple channels where people just go about the days and they just record it.
It's like lifestyle vlogs. And stuff like
that kind of thing. And I do say that a lot, that kind of thing. I don't know where it's come from, but I do say that kind of thing quite a lot.
Another one of your catchphrases on a t-shirt.
I hope not, because I hate that one. So she watches a lot of YouTubers. And I was sitting there listening to them, and I thought, I could do that. I'll have a go at that. I'll do it. So anyway, I just set it all up on my own. I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. I got Harry's razors in.
That was your first ever one,
yeah,
wasn't it?
let me my ginger beard grow, and shaved it, and that were it. And I can't remember what the second one was. I think it might have been when I was cleaning the conservatory roof with that brush, and it was just pissing water all over the place. And I had a right fit. I nearly whacked it around the conservatory. And
because it is usually stuff you really like, isn't it? Or things that you think are really shit.
I mean, people say to me, "Oh, you everything you review your food wise is good." And like the thing is, people will say, "Oh, go to this place," and I do go in. And when I go, I do it on the best intentions of helping the business. I don't want to slag a business off, because when all said and done, that is their living. Yeah. And if somebody like me goes in and says, right, this is shit, and I won't go here again, that's stopping them from putting food on their table for their kids.
Yeah.
And keeping the roof over their head. And I don't want that. But what I will do is I'll be trying constructive. There was a place in Loughborough, a burger bar thing, on the way out towards Hatham, and I didn't really like it. I thought it was a bit, so I just gently said, it's all right, but it's not the best, and all that. And people are saying, you can't. And I'm thinking, I'm not Gordon Ramsay. I'm not bloody them pair of...
You're honest though, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what I find with your reviews. And you tend to, you punch up as well. Do you know what I mean? So like the Mackies and that, if theirs are rubbish,
yeah, you can stick it to Mackies.
Well, they can
stick it to them.
Yeah, they can take it, can't they? But some woman or bloke on the side of the road who's trying to make the best out of everything that's going against them.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't need some fat, bold twat like me rubbishing their business and then losing out.
Yeah. But it's worked the opposite way, though. You're obviously an influencer, because there was that one burger place. There was that one burger place that you raved about, and then their business has gone up quite a bit since you were burger fan.
Yeah, the one in B&Q.
Yeah.
They're like, so I went back and seen him a few months later and said, how's it going? And he says, I can't stop. He says, I've got people coming all the builders now are coming to his place and just buying his burgers.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the same with Plan Burrito when I went there. I went and reviewed their burritos and did it. And the same day I had to have I went and reviewed the foot clinic in Loughborough.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And I went back and I says to June, what do you want to eat? She goes, I don't know, it's too late for cooking, isn't it? So I says, yeah. So I said, do you want a Plan Burrito? She goes, yeah, go on then. So I went in and the girl says, you in it? I went, well, what's up? She says, you've done the review, ain't you? I says, yeah, what's up? She goes, I haven't fucking stopped. I've had people coming from an hour away just to eat these bloody burritos.
Oh, brilliant.
Fucking couldn't stop. And like, she couldn't believe it. And
on the flip side, I bet the people at Shelthorpe Mackies think, oh, God, here he is again. He's going to slag
They
us off
do
again.
know me. They do know me. And I have actually said, like, it's not the people who are doing the Mackies, it's the ones higher up. The people at McDonald's, they work fucking hard. And you've got people coming by and the moaning because you've put too many pickles on, or there's too many gherkins, or I don't want this. You've put, they're just starting out in life, half of these people, and people are giving them a shit time.
Do you know what your highest viewed video is?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't really look at figures and shit.
I can tell you which one it is. It's the Pizza Hut.
I was going to say the
popcorn
pizza.
chicken crossover.
I wrecked that, didn't I?
Well, what made me think of it was the influencer side, because my girlfriend Louise was like, "Oh, should we try that? Because we love Pizza Hut, we love KFC." And I was like, "Nah, BVM said it was shit," and we didn't get it.
Yeah, it was shit. It was like just let's get together and make this, and then we'll split up. It's not you.
All
it's,
about money.
It's the gravy, innit? Yeah, that's all it was. It was
Yeah.
just that. It was such a letdown, though.
Yeah. So for the fans of you that are watching, like myself, dedicated fans, I literally watch every video of you. I'm not even lying.
I don't watch them all.
And it's because I have a long commute, and for the whole time I'm driving to and from work, I'll be listening to your videos.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to know a bit about like the process. So today you've told us that you filmed one this morning.
Yeah.
So you've got that captured now. What's the process? Will you get straight home and upload that? Do you have a schedule? How long does it take to upload?
Well, since I've had this new camera, it takes a bit longer to upload. Like, you know, have to keep wiggling the thing so it keeps loading, doesn't it? On the MacBook. No, I haven't got a set routine. Not going on about my beer hawk thing, but I've got some videos already made for that Elliott's got planned to go out at certain times. I'll just upload this and I'll schedule it to go out. I think the problem is with some people on YouTube, they plan it too much. They worry about it too much. Just do it. Just do it. Just do what you want to do when you want to do it.
When it's convenient to you.
Yeah, just do it.
Do you edit your videos?
I've learned how to put titles on.
Yeah.
Oh, well impressed with that.
And you start and stop more now, as in like rejoin.
On the beer garden. But I don't. Jin showed me how to cut something out the other day, but I don't want to edit because that's not me. That's how my channel's been built, on being a dad who doesn't know how to use the video recorder.
I want the 50-second gap while he goes and turns the pork off.
Yeah, that's it.
I want that. Yeah, that's what I'm in for.
The dog's barking and you know, it's, I can't shut him up. And I think if you, my videos, like I've said, are like Channel 4, but the real life. And things go wrong in life, don't they? You know, somebody will knock at the door when you're doing something. Oh, for fuck's sake! And so you go and answer the door, and you come back and do what you do. So that is what my video's about. Where people, other YouTubers, will take that out, but that's what makes it funny.
There's one of your videos where just in the middle you just go, "Shut that fucking dog up!" And me and my girlfriend rewind that so many times. And the dog's in the crisps. That one as well.
I like the ones when you because I like when you do the reviews in the van. Yeah, and I like when you just chatting about a burger and then all of a sudden you say, well, that's a nice Mini, or what's he parking there for?
I love
something
minis.
like that.
We've got a Mini Cooper.
Okay.
And the clutch has gone on it. Oh, it's just gone, but we've had it repaired. 1,100 quid. And like June's going, we're not having another one of them. That's it. It's always, we're having an old banger. Right, so we're having an old banger that's probably going to go wrong more times than the Mini, and you want to keep shelling out on that. And then we'll have an argument over it. And then the next thing is she's saying, let's have a lease car. I'm going, oh, for fuck's sake, make your mind up. You want to pay out £200 a month on a bloody Audi A3?
Yeah.
And, it's life. That's how it is.
Yeah, so one good thing that's come out of the YouTube is you've had a lot of really good opportunities to do some pretty cool stuff, I'd say. And one big one was in October 2019, you got invited to give Jamie Vardy...
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID. You got invited to give Jamie Vardy his... Premier League Player of the Month award, which obviously for yourself as a big Leicester fan, that must have been amazing. So what was that like?
This thing about I'm a big Leicester fan, right? I am a Leicester fan. There is bigger and better Leicester fans out there than me. Years ago, I used to follow Leicester all over the place and spent a fortune on following them, right? In the days of Ian Wilson, Steve Lynex, all them. That's my Leicester team. That's my hard thing when we were shit and kind of thing. And then, what's happened is that when we and June got married, I didn't have the money to go down to King Power. It's fucking expensive then. So God knows now. Yeah. So when I started doing the YouTubing thing, Ginge took an interest in football. So I says, well, do you want to go down to Leicester? Oh yeah, go on. So anyway, that's where it was great. And the first time we went down, I think we were playing Brighton at home. And the smell of football, when you're walking, you've parked the van miles away. You can't get the damn thing anywhere else. I don't want to take the Mini because I don't want some twat opening the door on it. Yeah. So you're walking and then you get the crowd and you get in the buzz and you get in the adrenaline going and you're smelling the burgers and there's always some fat fuck who stinks of BO.
Always.
With the name on the back of the shirt. With something like number 69 because they think it's fucking funny. And it's not funny. You really want to tap them on the shoulder and say, you stink. and your shirt stinks because it's not funny. So,
yeah.
so anyway, I got that, and then we got back into it, and then obviously with this, I thought, right, I can do a review here on the thing, and I'll call it For Fuck's Sake, because Leicester fans do say, "Oh, for fuck's sake," a lot, and that's where it come from, really. But to meet Jamie Vardy, it never nearly happened because they sent the email to my email address that Elliott looks after, and he just checked me spam one day, and he says, "Oh, for fuck's sake, do you want to meet Jamie Vardy?" I went, "What kind of a stupid question is that?"
Yeah.
He says, "You've been asked to donate to give him his Player of the Month award. Can you get down the training ground on Thursday?" Oh, fuck, yeah. Well, I'm at work. Right, so I went into work that day and I told Chapo, I says, right, I ain't coming in Thursday. Why? Why aren't you coming in Thursday? I says, because I'm giving Jamie Vardy his bloody Player of the Month award. So you can either put me down as sick or mark me absent or do what you like, but I'm not coming in.
Brilliant.
Yeah, fair enough. Chapo, my boss, is really, really good. You ask him anything, as long as you put the effort in at work, he'll give you the
Is he a Leicester fan as well?
Yes, he is a Leicester fan, so that helps.
He's not going to stop you doing
that.
No.
So anyway, we went down. I went down and gave him his award, and it was absolutely brilliant. It's be one of the days I treasure, along with my marriage and the birth of my one and only child.
Yeah. We'll put the picture up here.
Yeah,
he looked genuinely so happy when you gave him that award.
What was he like?
He's, you know what? Some people might think I'm telling a lie or two here, but he's not. He's brilliant. He's just an everyday bloke. I think because of where he's come from, he's played lower league football. He's hung around with, people of our kind. I'm not saying that this is bad, but he's not hung around with some of the knobheads at football who drive around in stupid idiots cars with diamonds on. He might do that now, I don't know, but fair play to him, he's earned it. But no, he was down to great, and the bloke says to him, "Do you play FIFA?" And he says, "Well, not really, no." He says, "Why not?" He says, "Why do I want to play it? When I play it, I play the game in real life. He doesn't need to invent a team and
no."
Yeah, so, he has got a bit of a reputation as well for a bit of shithousery, which I love about him. Giving it all that to the fans and all that, which I love. It's great.
Well, when they give him abuse about his missus, why not give it on back? If you fucking throw it out there, it's going to come back at you one day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one season where Leicester fans definitely weren't saying for fuck's sake was the 2015-2016 season, where obviously you won the Premier League. What was that like as a fan to experience that?
Pretty amazing, to be fair, because it was one of those things where we were all expecting, when you seen Claudio Ranieri fucking turn up, you're thinking, oh, for fuck's sake. You did, didn't you? Let's be honest. You think, well, that's fucked it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's just like all the stars lined up and it just fell into place. And I honestly can't believe it. The only thing is that season, I only saw 2 games live because the first game when we beat Southampton at Sunderland, I was at work and I didn't get a chance to hear the score. Anyway, come out. We'd won. Oh, fair play. That's 3 points closer to the 40.
And, because off the back of the season before, you just survived, hadn't you?
Well, we had just survived, but I think we finished 9th or 30. Anyway, we were up there. So
because they won most of the last 10 games or something, wasn't
absolutely
it?
Yeah, hammered it, didn't we? And so anyway, it's like you're thinking, all right, fair play. So anyway, then they won the next game because, again, I didn't get to hear the result. I think I was at Foss Park. Not taking any notice because it's one of them things where I'll just watch the football at Match of the Day, and they won again, and then what's going off here? So anyway, what I did, I set this thing up where I didn't want to know the result till the end of the game. And anyway, it was working, weren't it? It was working and working and working. And I think we drew against Southampton, and I'd accidentally heard some of the score then, and I thought, oh shit, they're gonna. Anyway, they just scraped a draw, and. The first actual game I watched was when we played Liverpool away on Boxing Day around my bloody brother-in-laws who made us watch it and we got beat.
Oh, no. So you got like a bit of a superstition around.
So that was it. That game, that season, I never watched a game until we'd won the league.
Yeah, and there's some amazing moments. I mean, you think about that Jamie Vardy volley against Liverpool, what goal that was.
Yeah, but that's how Leicester play. Leicester... Brendan Rodgers at the moment, he seems to have this tippy-tappy football, knock it around, then try and have a go, and then it comes back, and then we go forward again. It just don't seem... just fucking hit the ball to Vardy, play to his strengths, and let's go.
That's all it used to be, wasn't it? Like, just knock it long to Vardy.
And you essentially had 3 central midfielders because Kante was doing the job of 2 men in there, and I probably didn't really even know what you had at that point when you had Kante. Obviously, Mahrez was amazing as well on the wing. We're Derby fans.
Yeah, sorry, we are Derby fans.
We're Derby fans.
I was born in Derby, believe it or not.
Was you? Brilliant.
I was a complicated birth, so I had to get taken to Derby. I think my head was too big for my mum's muff.
But as I say, I was going to say, as Derby fans, to the thought of sort of getting promoted and then within a couple of seasons winning the Premier League is just like...
It's just unreal, isn't it?
Really. Yeah, 100%.
Distant memory.
Yeah, it's never going to happen for us, let's be honest.
You don't know what's... Well, you don't know with these big six kicking off, don't you? The so-called big six.
Disgrace, isn't it?
Yeah.
And another thing you got to do was you were invited onto the Kickoff, of course, which, tell us what that was like, because that's, again, we're massive fans of the Kickoff.
It's, we were just talking before we started recording, and when Brian started reviewing my videos, now don't get me wrong, right? When they started doing it, I don't think they were taking the piss, but I think they were laughing. You know, I'm that kind of guy. And when I see myself, I'll watch a video back and I'll say, I'll take the piss out of what I've said. So what they've probably took the piss out of, I've already beat them to it. So anyway, I don't know whether Brian expected me to explode like I did, but in the end, when I was just doing my stuff, Elliott got in touch with me, who's obviously part of the... Elliott actually made the Kickoff. It's Elliott's idea.
Yeah.
And people don't realise that. They say, oh, Elliott, you're doing the match. You're copying True John. No, it's not. For fuck's sake, that's my idea. I made it.
In its original format when it was sponsored by Coral and stuff, Elliott was very involved, wasn't he? So Dave keeps mentioning Elliott. That's Elliott Hackney, who is very much involved with True Geordie, Lawrence, all those guys on YouTube. A bit of a social media god, isn't he, Elliott?
He is. Without Elliott, I would be lost on YouTube because I haven't got a fucking clue. But Elliott's helped me no end. And anyway, he got in touch, and then he says, Brian wants you to come down on the Kickoff. We've just got to pick the right game or this, and nearly said this kind of thing then. And that's where it gone from. And then I went down on there, and it just amazing. You go into Brian's flat, and it's like another. It's not. I don't know how to say it's another world, but it's just completely different.
The level of production is massive. People
seem to think that it's just a couple of these small cameras. It's not. He's got proper gear.
Staff.
He's got stuff, and you go into this other room, and he's got like all these screens up, and it's absolutely amazing. It's so professional. It's just, and anyway, I was just sitting there. I mean, I've seen the video of me there when I first meet him.
All right, Max. Thank you. Good to see you, Paul. Nice to see you. Honestly, thanks for coming. No, and we are joined, and we know why you're here, by the legend that is the Blue Van Man. Thanks for coming, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This is unreal, isn't it? And he sneaks up on me, and I think I was talking to Rory or somebody? And anyways, there, and when he came and hugged me, and I nearly cried, because what Brian's enabled me to do is enabled me to get off shitty nights, 12-hour nights on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or a Monday, whatever pattern I do. He's enabled me to get off that and spend more time with my family.
Oh, wow.
And I was filling up.
That's really nice.
I don't think Brian realised how much of an influence he's had on my life. It's massive. And anyway, he hugged me, and I just kept saying thank you all the time.
Were you nervous?
No. I don't get nervous.
Yeah, you didn't seem nervous. You seemed like like an excited kid. You were like, wow. In a good way. I think anybody. I mean, people kept saying, "Oh, you're a bit quiet. Get BVM." So you look through the comments afterwards. Not that I'm worried what people say about me. I look through as an educational thing. I want to know where I can improve my game. Yeah. So when people are saying, "Oh, you're a bit quiet," and I'm thinking, well, all right. And you've never done anything like this. You go and sit there, right, with alpha males like
Brian, Lawrence, you, and Rory. Now, I'm not saying Rory's an alpha male with all that hair.
Certainly opinionated, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And you know, and some people really slag Rory off, and you think, well, hold on, no, you can't just slag Rory off. Rory's there, and I'm pretty sure what Rory says, sometimes he's just creating a talking point. If everybody agreed with Brian, or everybody agreed, it'd be fucking
the
boring.
chemistry's perfect. They've got it
Rory's
perfect.
is a contrarian, a bit like Piers Morgan style. Like he'll say the controversial view to get the argument going, and he works really well on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's things like when I did for fuck's sake yesterday. I did it yesterday, and I mentioned about Grealish going down. Yeah, you know, quicker than a £5 whore or something. I'll put that in my comments. I thought of that afterwards. You know, people say, "Oh, you're going about Grealish." I said, "Yeah, but I'm creating a talking point. If I did everything that was nice to everybody, nobody would, you know." And one of my best things is when Leicester played Liverpool at home in Box Christmas, when we got battered 4-0 because Ben Chilwell was fucking useless. I did a thing where Leicester fans had been holding up the logo of the sun on the phone, right? Which is fucking bang out of order, because I don't care about any rivalry, right? We all have rivalry, we all have banter. You do not put the fucking sun up to Liverpool fans. Yeah. Now, I know that they'll be saying, "Oh, well, Liverpool fans did this to theirs," and I don't give a fuck. When all said and done, we are all football fans. We are all part of the same. Yeah, 100%. You know, yeah. And you do not do that where people have been killed. Like they were killed. They were killed. They weren't, you know, they weren't accidentally trod on. Things went wrong. The police went wrong. And I tell you something else. You've got me on a fucking rant now.
Go on, go for it.
When Leicester, you've got to remember where I was, so you've got to take me back. When Leicester played in the cup final against Middlesbrough at Hillsborough, right, we went up, and it's like stupid FA thing where they've decided to have it on a Wednesday night in Sheffield. Nobody can get there. They've all got to finish work early and all that. Motorways are all crammed. Anyway, you go there and you'd say to the policeman, where do we go, mate? You know, just where do we go, mate? Didn't want to know. And I went to this cop and I said, "No wonder you had fucking people dying here." And I was expecting to get nicked because I really went for him. Just weren't bothered. Just couldn't give a fuck. And it was disgusting. So anyway, I did a thing on this for fuck's sake, and I started off, I went to something along the lines of, right, before the match review, I just want to say I'm nothing to do with the Leicester fans who held the sun up logo. It's a disgrace. We're all football fans. We all love the same game. We all have banter. I don't mind banter. Leicester fans and Derby fans have banter. Leicester fans, Forest fans, we all have banter. You know, and it's just completely wrong. It was just so wrong. Anyway, I'd got a couple of Liverpool fans who messaged me and who I talked to, and they went, "You do realise you're trending in Liverpool?" I went, "What are you fucking on about, trending in Liverpool?" So all these Liverpool fans are watching your video, for fuck's sake, and it's had something like 105,000 views. Yeah. And my subs that night just went like, I don't know, I think I was probably on something like 75,000 or I don't know how many. And all of a sudden, I gained an extra something like 6,000 views, subs on that video. All from Liverpool. Yeah. All from Liverpool. So thank you very much for the people of Liverpool for that.
That's really good.
I find it really interesting. Like, obviously, yourself, you say like you're not a mega Leicester fan. Like, you're not a Leicester YouTuber, are you? Just a YouTuber who happens to be a Leicester fan. Yeah, but I think it's interesting. Like, if you get into a YouTuber, you end up sort of semi-following their team. So like, even though I'm a Derby fan, I sort of want Leicester to do well for you. And then Hugh Wizzy, he's on the Kickoff as well. Like, before the last couple of years, I always hated Arsenal and like their fan base and stuff. And now, because he's like one of my favourite YouTubers, I find myself like wanting them to win and stuff, even though like I never did for years before. Yeah. So.
Well, I like Arsenal, but not because of that. I liked Arsenal because of Ian Wright.
Oh, okay. Dad's a big fan of Ian Wright.
I think Ian Wright is just a legend. You know, when people say, "Oh, big," they'll say, like, "Believe a man, you're a legend." No, I'm not a fucking legend. But Ian Wright is, because to come from his background and to go where he went in football and to do like a Jamie Vardy thing, or Jamie Vardy's doing like him, coming from lower league football to doing what he did, to playing for England, to nearly playing in a World Cup and getting fucking injured. Ian Wright at the World Cup.
Would have been amazing.
It would.
Yeah. And
that's if Glenn Hoddle had picked him.
Fans of podcasts as well. True Geordie did a podcast with Ian Wright a few years ago, and it was fantastic.
Yeah,
so really check that out.
Another big podcast you went on as well was JaackMate's. Wasn't it? What's he like?
He's fucking mad.
Yeah,
he's just fucking crazy, that lad.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know. I think he must shove his finger in the electric socket every day. He's just 100% another one who's. I said about Brian being professional and wanting when we were talking before, but Jack's just the same. He's Jack is a proper entertainer. Yeah. I can feel myself being a bit more like Jack. Jack's risky, isn't he? And I'd love to be that risky as Jack. I really would, But unfortunately, my life is at the moment. I need YouTube to fund.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. One thing I like about JaackMaate as well, he mentioned it in his last podcast, is that obviously now his podcast Spotify exclusive, and he's probably earning a bit of money out of it now, which is nice. But he said, like, I did YouTube for 8 years for free. Yeah. And nobody recognises that. No. He earned nothing for 8 years, and now he's obviously finally earning some money out of it, which is nice.
He's good. He's just a proper entertainer, and he entertains. And that's it.
Yeah. He is 100%. Yeah. That's JaackMate's Happy Hour podcast. Go and check it out if you've not seen it.
Mm-hmm. Right, Dave. We have a little feature that we do with guests. They're called
Nothing Rude.
Nothing Rude.
Could be.
No, you never know. Yeah, it's called Guestions. Okay. So we ask you 5 questions that we ask every guest. All right, just quick fire questions, and then a final question will be based around a pun on your name. All will become clear later on. Okay. So the first question. It's an absolute classic. It's become almost like a corny YouTube tongue-in-cheek thing now. But when it comes to meal deals, Dave, this is massive. What are you going for?
Do you know what? JaackMaate asked me this.
Yeah.
I don't do meal deals.
No way.
I don't do them. I think they're shit.
They're neither a meal or a deal, are they?
This is it. I just don't. I can't see.
What's your favourite sandwich then?
Well, I mean, I get a sandwich from when I go to work. I'll stop off at Marks and Spencer's in Syston. They all know me there. And I'll probably have something like the mixed cheese, 3 cheese and spring onion, or I'll probably have the BLT. In fact, I had a BLT. They've changed who supplied them, and I took a picture of it on my Twitter thing and sent it to Marks and Spencer. And went, "This is shit. What have you done? You've ruined the BLT." But BLT, prawn, that's about it. But I don't. Meal deals encourage you to eat shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, you've got your drink, which is probably full of sugar. That's why I have sparkling water, because that makes you burp. You've got your sandwich.
I detest sparkling water.
I know, everybody does, but I like it because it's like, when I used to fit soundproofing, I used to fit soundproofing and all, didn't I? I feel like I've had about 100 jobs. When I used to fit soundproofing, all the lads used to have a can of Coke at break, but I used to have a pint of milk. Well, anyway, I used to drink that much milk. It gave me a stone.
Oh, kidney stone?
Yeah, kidney stone.
Oh, no.
Piss. Ended up in bloody Leicester Infirmary because I couldn't piss. Passed out through it.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That must be painful.
It were. I mean, I've broke my leg twice. I'd rather break my leg again.
Wow.
Jeez. I'd rather snap my leg again.
You have to pass it, you mean? Did you have to
pass
it?
I didn't. Well, I don't think I passed it, but I was in absolute bits. I went into... I was working at TDG and I went to the toilet and I thought, oh God, do I need a shit or do I need... I don't know. I didn't know. Anyway, I had to go home. And I was all right when I got home. It had calmed down. Anyway, the next day, I was in absolute agony. June thought I'd got an appendix go or something that was, something like that. And then she thought I was having an heart attack. And I'm going, it's down here. It's not my heart. It's down here. So anyway, I went in and she dropped me off while she went and parked the car. And next thing you know, I'm on the floor at reception. I start through the pain.
Jesus.
Well, I've heard that before on different podcasts because, Carl Pilkington on the old Ricky Gervais podcast, he had a kidney stone and he said that the doctor said to him it's the one thing that they say is close to childbirth pain.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you having really your fanny stretched open with the baby's head, that's got to hurt, innit? But it's true. I have never, ever known pain like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you were to go into meal deals, then it'd be a BLT probably, a soda water. Yeah. And what's your favourite crisps?
I'll eat crisps for life. I'll eat them all the while.
Yeah.
But it just seems like you're piling on extra calories just for the sake of it. They're making it that little bit cheaper, but you're having a chocolate bar or crisp, which is basically unhealthy.
Yeah, that's why I go for the 2 boiled eggs option. If you go to Tesco, you can have 2 boiled eggs.
Then you're farting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There was one of your videos where you said it's always a time for cheddars, and there's nothing offensive about cheddars.
There's nothing about
That's so
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Never a truer word said. Second question: night in or night out? What do you prefer?
Back in the day, night out, probably never go home. Now, I'm quite happy to have a night in, watching Poirot or something on TV. I'm quite happy. Or
With Junie?
Yeah, with Junie, baby.
Third one: best holiday you've ever been on?
I've been on some good holidays. Me and the lads, we used to go to your usual shit places abroad, you know.
We went Magaluf last year, so
Really?
we know it.
You'll be growing out of that. soon.
Yeah,
Got to come with us next year.
I don't like flying.
Oh, okay.
nice.
Terrified of flying.
We'll drive.
I'll row you there myself.
We'll go
if
in
you
the
could.
Yeah, terrified of flying.
Okay.
I just can't do it.
We went a lot of holidays in the UK then.
Yeah, so I was going to say, the best holiday we had, we went to Norfolk, near Great Yarmouth. I can't remember the place, and we had a great time. I'd found these. Was when I plan a holiday abroad in this country, I plan it. I really look into what's, if you got 2 dogs and all that kind of thing. So anyway, I found a place with a hot tub that let us have 2 dogs, that let you leave the dogs behind while you pop out. That's the main thing. When people take a dog on holiday, you have to take it with you when you go out, and you can't go to a restaurant with the great stupid doodle that we had. Like be going around nicking people's food off the table.
We'll get into him in a
Snapping
second.
people's fingers off. Yeah.
But you do know he's dead, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we know.
do.
Yeah, but we're going to
We
do
do.
that. Is that in lower? Was it lower stuff that you went
Yes,
to?
yeah, and lower stuff, yeah, Ollerton Broad or some Ollerton. So anyway, so we went there and we had a great time, and I think that was one of the best times me and June ever had with ourselves. Kind of, it was brilliant. It was one of the, best holidays we've had.
Oh, that's lovely.
Lovely. In your house, Dave, question 4: is the ketchup in the cupboard or the fridge?
Well, it's in the cupboard when I've got it. The kid's that bloody lazy. She won't walk over the other side of the kitchen to put it in the cupboard. So it's 50-50, to be fair.
Yeah,
mate.
bit of a traveller.
It's
in
a
the
bit.
kitchen.
Oh, she's a fucking nuisance.
Question 5: when you're parking, so when you're parking your van, say you're in a supermarket or whatever,
Reverse.
Oh, he knows it straight away. Reverse in.
Always
What,
reverse.
even the van?
Same as me.
Yeah, straight in.
Good effort, reverse
Because
that.
June moans, she goes, I wish I could reverse. Like, well, why don't you have a go? Because if you don't have a go,
Yeah.
you're never going to know.
Well, no one can laugh at me for it now because
Yeah.
BVM does it.
I
so-
always reverse. But the thing is, it's easier to pull out into in a van because I can't see out the side windows.
Exactly.
But you love that, don't you? Because we've had so many guests on who've all said just fly straight in, and that's what I do. And because he's such a massive fan of you, he's going to live off that now that you
That's
reverse
Well, I
in,
just
so.
can't understand it because it's like you pull there, and it looks so good when you get
It
it
looks
in
great.
one.
Yeah, nail it.
When
I
you
bet,
do
I bet
it-
you do the old hand there and the old one
Oh,
there.
yeah, you do that. Yeah. Easy.
And then the final question
Final
then.
question, yeah, it's a pun based on your name. It's Blue Rob Van Dam Man.
Yeah, I've had that. The lads
Who's
say
your
it, yeah.
favourite wrestler?
Yeah, well, my favourite wrestler is Stone Cold. You know what I mean? He's just.
You've got to look at the old Stone Cold about you, haven't you? You're
Yeah,
a bit of a Leicestershire Stone Cold.
The cut off jeans. Yeah,
He came in today with 2 beers.
Yeah, just give you the finger.
Yeah, amazing. Isn't he,
Yeah,
Stone
I
Cold?
love Stone Cold. He was like the working class man of the day. I don't know how he'd get on today with all the politically correct stuff going on.
Yeah, he was of his time, but he was fantastic.
Oh,
wasn't
he saved the company, didn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely saved
That
it.
was
When they
our
were-
era, wasn't it?
Yeah, the NWO were kicking off on the other side, weren't they? And it's like Stone Cold just came along. He got rid of that stupid bloody ringmaster thing he used to do, didn't he? With the Ted DiBiase when he was the circus
Yeah,
bloke.
yeah,
What
yeah.
a load of shit that were. Shaved his hair off and just went for it.
And that sort of early, like late 90s, early noughties, The Rock versus Stone Cold.
Yeah.
That was the whole
And
franchise,
you
wasn't
got
it? Pretty much.
Triple H kicking in and HBK and Kane were about and the Undertaker. It was just a fucking great time. But now I find it hard to watch. I really do. I
horrendous.
love Braun Strowman.
Did you watch when he fought Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah,
Years
it's
ago?
a bit.
Bit of a what wasn't it? But it all is a
It's what the Saudis want, though, isn't it? It's what the Arabs want. They want stupid fucking wrestling, and they just ruin everything. It's like they're getting involved in football now. They'll screw football up. I'll always watch Leicester. I'll always be a Leicester fan. I'll always love Leicester. But I am really getting to the stage now where this £15 thing.
pay-per-view.
I donated £15 to a charity.
I would've,
Right.
yeah.
And I put it on Twitter. I said, I'm not paying for this. And like people are going, it's not Sky's fault. It's the English Premier League. No, they're all pissing in the same pot. They're all just thinking 100%. About money, fucking money. And there's a lot of people out here who haven't got the money. So sod you.
Do you feel like we're almost getting used to like a different game? It doesn't even feel like
it. Don't even feel like it. No,
football anymore.
When it restarted, the reboot. Fucking who thought of that?
Even just with the VAR and everything, it's too like Americanized.
It's crap.
It's like American football.
They'll kill it. They'll kill it. They won't be happy until they kill it.
Yeah. But there's one potential positive thing that come out the back of that. There might be a growth in like grassroots sports and non-league and stuff. Yeah. It seems to be a lot of people going to see that now, which is good.
Yeah.
If kids can't get to meet, I wouldn't say footballers are heroes, but if kids can't get to meet your Jamie Vardy, Pogba's and whoever, you're going to lose football fans.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
But yeah, the wrestling, not really. You don't really watch the wrestling now. Then you don't even bother with SmackDown, do you? We've heard that on one of your videos.
Well, I did. Braun Strowman's gone to SmackDown, isn't he?
Oh, has he? Okay.
So I might start. What I do is you've got it. You follow them on Facebook, don't you? So you get bits of the the matches and stuff. So I take an interest in that because it pays to keep an interest, doesn't it? So when you do these things, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The thing that did it for me the other day when Rey Mysterio's eye fell out.
His eye fell out?
Yeah, it was supposed to fall out, weren't it? He was fighting Seth, and his eye fell out. Or he fished his eye. I mean, what the...
What was he doing, like holding like a fake eye?
Yeah, it was just
pickled onion.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, pathetic.
Interesting about Stone Cold is, like I say, in that era, Stone Cold and The Rock were completely like 50-50, both as big as each other at that point. And they've taken like exact opposite routes since then, and like both by their own choice. So The Rock, he wanted to go right straight away, films to film. So like straight into the Scorpion King instantly, like as a lead role. And then now he's like the highest paid actor in the US. Stone Cold went the opposite way. He was like, I've made my money, I'm done, I'm out. He bought a massive ranch in Texas. Lives there. He does a podcast actually.
Yeah, he's got a
chilled millionaire. Just probably got the most chilled life ever, and just an absolute legend.
And if he needs to make a few quid, Vince.
Can I come back for WrestleMania? Yeah.
And make a balls up like bloody Goldberg.
Yeah, but like I say, two different routes, but certainly two great lives as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Okay, so we'll move back onto the main interview then. So one thing you mentioned earlier briefly was that you got yourself into some debt. And
some.
Yeah, so one of your, well, in my opinion, one of your best videos, one of your most successful videos as well, is one called How I Got Out of 35k Debt. So for those who haven't watched it, could you just briefly sort of summarise?
Well, I suppose to answer that, you need to know how I got into debt. Right, what happened were I had a credit card and maxed out. And the credit card company give you more money. Because it's the logical thing to do, isn't it? Fucking dickheads. And anyway, I was all right. I weren't going over the thing. I could make the payments. And anyway, my mum died. And we sold the house and I inherited a fair bit of money. Not a massive amount, not life-changing, but I could have used it to a better way. I went and bought a Ford Explorer.
Okay. We'll put a picture up.
Yeah, put a bit of Ford Explorer. It's a silver one. The 4 litre. What a fucking idiot! I wanted a Range Rover, but I couldn't afford a Range Rover, so I went and had a poor man's Explorer.
How much are they then for context?
That one I bought for £8,000 at the time. So although I didn't have a lot of money, I had enough money to waste. Right. So as soon as I drove it off the grounds, it was down to £6,000 already. So it's a waste of time. So anyway, so I had this money and spent it. And then I'm thinking, right, well, I like the taste of that money now. How am I going to carry on living the lifestyle that I've got used to? So I took a loan out and spent that. And then I was struggling. So what I did, I took one of these loans out where you can consolidate all your debts. In the meantime, I've got another couple of credit cards. So it's all building up, right? And it's all Gordon Brown and the government are all saying, oh, just keep borrowing. You're all right, And like, it never really hit me that you've actually got to pay this money back. You know what I mean? It's like they're just giving you money all the while. And all I was doing is I was making the minimum. Well, I wasn't even making the minimum payment. I was just paying £5 on my credit cards, and these credit cards have got like a good fair few grand on them now.
So were you just thinking eventually I'll pay it back in years and years' time? Eventually I'll just do it that way.
Yeah, it was just one of these things where, I'll be all right, I'll sort it. But no, you know what happens? And then anyway, the debt got too big. And I actually got in touch with a company called CCCS, which is now called Step Change. I'm not sure if it's already changed its name to something else. But they're an agency that, what they do, you get in touch with them, you give them a list of your creditors, and then the creditors, they get in touch with all the creditors and they tell the creditors to stop. You can't hassle our clients anymore. And to stop having these phone calls and these letters coming is, right? But then you've got to start paying the debt. So anyway, I've not told June this, by the way. So what they do then is they say, right, well, how much do you bring home every month? And you, say you bring home £1,000, and it wasn't, it was more than 1,000. But anyway, they says, right, well, how much is your gas? How much is your electric? How much is your Sky? Because they let you keep Sky because they try to keep your life as normal as possible. Do you smoke? Do you drink? How much is your shopping? How much does your car cost? Blah, blah, blah. So what they do is then they take all that out. So if you've got £200 left, they take that £200 and they distribute it to all the people you owe money to. And they can't do fuck all about it, right? That's it. The interest rates stop. So if you owe a company £20,000, that's it. You owe them £20,000. It's a bit shit, really, because a lot of people get out of it by not paying anything back. I've paid back, that 35 grand. I've paid it all back. I don't owe anybody anything. I've not declared myself bankrupt. I've not took the easy route out. I've paid it back. And I will say this, just going off subject. If you owe debt, right, I think that you should not be allowed to declare yourself bankrupt and not pay a penny back to people who need that money. The government or whoever it is should say, right, out of every wage packet till you stop fucking working, you owe 50 quid. This £50 goes out of whatever you're earning. I mean, if you're earning £50,000 a week, you take a bigger percentage. But they should say, right, and this is just to remind you not to do it again. Because the reason why the country got in so much fucking debt is because of stupid bankers just giving money out, but then people not paying it back. I know of people who have been in business and they've not paid a fucking penny back. And these other companies gone under. And I say, stop it, start paying people, even if it's £50 a month, you pay them back. So that's it. I lost where I was.
So like you said, you got yourself onto the repayment plan.
Yeah, I got onto the repayment plan. And anyway, I'd just been made redundant. And I was looking for work, and the next thing is I've got a letter come through, and June's opened it. She don't open my mail. She don't, she's not a nosy bitch or anything like that. She don't. But she just opened this one thinking it was a job thing, and it was a statement saying I'd just paid my last £200 or whatever it was. And I'm like, what's this? Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. Well, it says here that you're like £35,000. Yeah. So I just got up and drove out. Just when I sat up the co-op.
Really?
For about an hour.
When was this? How many years ago was this?
Well, Gingy's 17. Probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So had you paid off all the debt when you got that letter?
No, I was still.
Right.
I was still well in £30,000 worth of debt.
You've got a toddler.
Toddler, mortgage.
And you've been made redundant.
And I've been made redundant, and I've got a fucking great twatting Explorer outside that's costing.
Burning a hole in your pocket. So anyway,
so what happened were I went back after I'd fucking stopped having a panic attack, and it wasn't really a panic attack. It was just right. How am I going to play this? And I just went back and opened up to her, and I says, and she was not happy one bit.
No.
Took her a couple of days to come round, and she kept saying, "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me?" I says, "Because it means I've let you down." "Well, why didn't you tell me?" I says, "Because I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know. I thought I could handle it." "Well, you can't, can you?" So anyway, she basically took over the finances, all the money that I made. I did loads and loads of overtime to pay for a holiday so that we could still go on a holiday, because what I always said, or what we did agree, is that the kid is not going to miss out on a childhood. Just because I'm a complete fucking idiot, the kid isn't going to miss out. And I didn't want June to miss out. So what we did, I just worked and worked and worked, and
worked your way back out of it.
Yeah, got it all sorted. And then we paid the mortgage off, we paid the debt off, and you get a little link from Step Change or whoever it is. And you click on this link, and it's everybody saying well done and a bit of a party, and it's like, oh fucking hell, yeah, I've done it, and I got rid of. So when I got rid of the debt, that was like a.
You're really proud of yourself when you finally paid the last payment.
Yes,
I think I would be.
Yeah, I mean, not proud of how I got there, not one bit. You know, and
but that's not the point, is it? You should be proud of the fact you got out of it. Yeah, there's a lot that did, and a lot that didn't.
Well, this is what I'm saying. A lot of people don't. They just declare themselves bankrupt, and it's fucking wrong. So yeah, paid all the debt off. That enabled us to live a bit of a better life. I could cut down on the overtime, which I didn't. I still worked like an idiot. So I like money. And and then the next thing is a couple of years later, the mortgage is paid off. So it's all good.
And now through your own hard work and graft on this, you've managed to knock nights on the head and get a bit of income from YouTube, which is amazing.
Well, yeah, this is
good
down,
karma, isn't it?
This is down to Brian. You know, I mean, Brian discovered me, and don't get me wrong, Brian's changed my life. He's a fucking great bloke. You know, some people might think he's a arrogant knob or not, but he's not. He's an entertainer. He's there to take his job serious. He's not fucking about at this. He knows what he wants, and that's it. So so Brian's thrust me out there, and fortunately now I can make enough money to come off nights and spend more time with my family.
Amazing. And what was it that made you want to make that video then? Because all right, going through that yourself.
35k in debt.
Yeah.
I like to be honest. I think. This YouTube channel I've got, I don't know how long it's going to last, right? I don't know how long I want it to last. But if I can help people, like I've come here today to help you lads, well, not help you, or you know,
you have. That's fine.
You're allowed to say that as a help.
I like to help people along, and to come and do a podcast like this with you two guys and try and thrust you out a bit more. You know, hopefully you'll get a few subs out of me. I don't know how many you'll get, but. My 35k in debt, me and June were just sitting there talking about what we could do on YouTube, and she says, well, why don't you do your debt? I says, you what? She says, well, why don't you do your debt? Tell people about your debt. People might learn from it. So we sat down and wrote a few things down and says, yeah, come on, let's go. So anyway, we just got up and did it, and just did it in one take. And that's it. Just decided to do it. We didn't do it for any financial reasons or anything like that. We just wanted to help people out. And the amount of emails and messages I got from people that, I can't believe you've done this. It's you're just a normal bloke like us, and you've helped us along. And now, and the amount of people that got in touch with Step Change, I should have had a code like BBM10.
Yeah.
You know,
I was going to say that information about what that company can do for you, and like you say, it's that. Stopping the wolves coming to the door and just saying, right, from this moment on, we've got a plan with this company.
Because they want their pound of flesh. It's like the banks. It's like they still phone up and they'll say, oh, do you want this? Do you want some of this? And no, I don't want any. Stop giving it, mate. Because all I'm going to do is take it and think it's solved the problem. It's just sticking a plaster over a fucking great massive hole in the floor. Yeah. It's not, it's chucking water at. It's not doing anything. And you doing that is not helping anybody.
Yeah.
Bunch of knobs.
I'm sure that you got, like I say, you got a good response from that video, and I'm sure you helped a lot of people.
There was so many. I mean, I don't cry, but there were a couple of emails from blokes who were like, you know, kind of didn't know where to turn, who watched it. I don't know how they found the video, and got in touch, and they got to tell me how they're doing, and it's just quite amazing that I've actually had that impact on people's lives.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Well, Tommy had a similar experience on our last podcast, didn't you?
Yeah,
I saw it.
Recently did a food
addiction. I watched it.
One. Oh, really?
Yeah, of course I did. You do your research, don't you?
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's really nice.
Sitting there crying like a big girl. That's
amazing that you've watched that.
Yeah.
But again, the amount of emails and responses we got from that people.
It's amazing, isn't it? How people, you can touch somebody's life. And this is the good thing about YouTube, is that it's better than BBC. It's better than the shit they just churn out and tell people what to think. Where we can, if you've actually had the experience, people know what they're feeling what we're feeling, and they don't. But it's better coming from us than some prick who's been to uni who hasn't had any life experience telling me what to do. Bollocks.
Yeah, 100%. If you're a big fan of yours, like I am, I almost feel like I'm absorbed in like your family unit as well. So like June.
Tommy thinks you're his dad, essentially.
A lot of people say that. So
just your family unit. So you've got June, your wife, and you've got Ginge.
Yeah.
Now, Ginge, your one and only child. Do you call her Ginge like to hide her identity on YouTube,
No,
or do you just call her Ginge?
Just call her Ginge.
Yeah. Has that always been like that?
It's brilliant. Because let's face it, out there, when you go out that front door, the world's cruel. It can be fucking cruel. And when we got pregnant, we knew she was going to be ginger because June's ginger and her dad's ginger and my dad's ginger and me fucking Uncle Steve's ginger and everybody's fucking ginger, right?
Were you ginger? Well,
Yeah.
were you ginger? Yeah.
No, I was ginger, yeah. And then I went blonde and now it's just fell out. She's great. So we knew she was going to be ginger. So as soon as we had her, we just called her Ginge. And like you take her to the shops and like as a toddler, she's like walking. I said, "Come on, Ginge, we're going." And like the people, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Why can't I? She says, "You can't say that. You can't. Ginge, come on, put that fucking chocolate bar down." And then you go, and like people look at you going out. But the thing is, what you don't realise is that you're toughing her up for the world.
Yeah.
She went to school, and some kids called her Ginge or something like, "Oi, Ginger," and she goes, "You got to do better than that." My dad calls me that.
Yeah, that's nice.
And like
yeah.
since then, they're not bothered. And like they call her Carrot Top, she laughs along, and she likes being called Ginge.
Yeah.
So
It's less of a thing now, isn't it? Like ginger hair's quite cool, isn't it? You've got people
Yeah.
like Stacey Dooley and other people in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Is
who've
it?
got
Ginger
red
hair's
hair.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
it
it
is
is.
now, yeah. And
I wish you had yours still now.
she's really proud of what you do, isn't she?
When I first started YouTube, she went absolutely mental. You know when you see kids and they're having a tantrum on the floor and she's kicking and punching
Yeah.
the floor like this? That was her. She
Really?
was absolutely. I'll get bullied. You know, I mean, she was only 15, something like that, and she actually lost it. And she went, "I'll get fucking bullied," and I said, "Shut that up
Yeah.
now." "Oh, you don't care about me. You don't love me. Blah blah blah." I said, "Right, first money I make from it, I'll buy you a MacBook." "Well, you won't make any money, you're shit." And I'm like, "Oh, fucking all right." I says, "Well, look, let me just do it, and if I make any money, you get a MacBook." Then anyway, she got recognised at school, and the kids loved it.
Oh, amazing.
They
That's so
absolutely
nice,
loved it.
isn't it?
They thought she was. "Is your dad Blue Van Man?" "No, no." And anyway, one of the lads called Mackenzie. He says, "Your dad's Blue Van Man, legend." So it wasn't too bad. She wasn't. And if she had been bullied, I'd have been around and stamped on the toys.
Of course, yeah. So
Stamped on the
did
toy.
she get the MacBook?
She got the MacBook, yeah.
Exactly.
She got the MacBook.
Amazing. And June, the baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful lady, by the way.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
Yeah,
I love it.
punching a bit, Dave.
Punching. Someone put on one of your videos, punching or what? And
Yeah.
Dave replied, "I know she is, mate."
I love it.
Go and actually criticise the
I
restaurant.
can't aim this straw into me, God,
You need somebody to hold it, don't you, sweetheart?
just briefly sum
Yeah.
up kind of what she means to you. And
Well, after watching your video the other night, you know your missus is everything to you. June's mate, she's exactly the same. I'm not an easy person to live with. I'm a doer. I don't think I'll just come on, we're going, we're doing. What do you mean we're doing this? And I must be so hard to live with.
Quite impulsive.
Yeah, I often don't think about things. Well, that's why I got into debt because I just didn't think. But she's absolutely everything to me, and I would actually really be lost without her. I'd probably have more fun, just doing things on the impulse.
she used to be quite shy, didn't she? She didn't used to get involved with your videos.
No, she always said that, and to be fair to her now, she still don't want to do it. She don't. If she's in the mood, she'll join in on a video, and that's it. But I think if YouTube finished tomorrow, I don't think she'd be too disappointed because YouTube does encroach on your life. It's like, it does take a lot of your time. People seem to sit there and they'll watch YouTube and they'll think, "Oh, it's easier." It ain't fucking easy. I'm sitting at home now and I'll be thinking, "Right, what can I do? I've got this beer alt thing. Right, what am I doing? If I can do this, then I can do that. Blah blah blah." And it's all there. And she'll be talking to me, and I think I'm listening, but I'm not really listening. I'm planning, and I need to pack in my full-time job to do YouTube.
Yeah.
So, but no, I love her to bits. We've been together for 20 odd years, and I've been a shit to her sometimes. really have. But I know she's fucking stung around with me. I do not know.
Yeah.
But she's absolutely brilliant. So, and I won't hurt her. I won't. People say, "Oh, don't do it with June. Don't do the reviews with June." No, fuck off. If you don't like it, go and watch something else. Because June's part of me, and June is part of the BVM channel. So,
of course, can you tell us a story of how you met June?
Yeah, we met in a pub. There was a bloke touring the villages around our area, and he was called the Lost Beetle or the Last Beetle, and he was just doing cover things. So we were in the pub, and anyway, I seen her, and I was smiling, and she was smiling back. And
she's lovely.
Yeah. And I thought, right. Yeah. So anyway, when I got I was with Curly at the time, and when I got the drinks, come on, she'd fucking gone. Oh, where's she gone? Anyway, she was coming back from the toilet. I said, "You ain't going, are you?" She goes, "Yeah, why?" I says, "I'm going to ask you out." "Oh, well, yeah."
So smooth.
Yeah. I says, "Yeah, I'm going to ask you out." "Oh, all right. Can I have your number?" She goes, "Yeah, all right." So anyway, she wrote this telephone number down on a dog shit bag.
Did you?
Yeah. You know the ones that it's the paper ones that you open up and they turn into scoop and you turn them inside out.
Yeah.
The ones you get from the council. Or
Yeah.
She wrote it on that.
Oh, that's lovely. That's
so anyway, I
great.
phoned her up and I says, "All right, I'll come and see you on the Wednesday or the Tuesday." This was the Saturday night. So I phoned her up on Sunday. I says, "Sorry, I'm coming around to see you tomorrow." So I went around and seen her on the Monday. I took control and
Must have been keen. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. You know what I mean? There was just something there. I mean, she'll say, "Oh, what were you attracted to me for?" I'm like, I don't know. It was just that was it.
Yeah, it was the dog shit bag in your pocket.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah,
that's lovely.
Yeah, but so I really, I love her to bits. And I honestly don't know why she's still with me, because I'm a fucking nuisance.
Another family member that we know and love now, Unky Steve.
Unky Steve,
as well. So Dave
the visually impaired
occasionally says for the visually impaired on his videos, and that is for your Unky Steve, isn't it?
That was just a private message.
Yeah.
Nod of the cap or whatever, tip of the cap to me, Unky Steve and Auntie Sue. Yeah.
Oh, they like my one?
No.
Why not?
It's horrible.
Oh, I love it.
You get a better flavour by sticking an air grip in your ears.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never
Believe
heard
me.
that. I've heard it. Yeah, we've all tasted earwax, haven't we?
It's just.
How's he getting on now? I know you did a video with him the other day.
We did a video. I've recorded a podcast with him, but I don't know whether Elliott's. I don't know what he's doing with it. He says it's something to do with the quality of the camera. Now I've got a new camera. The quality is so much better.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's a little bit hard to go around and see Unky Steve because he's, with this virus thing going around. I didn't take a risk because Steve asked me to go around and to do it. But he's all right. He's okay. He's terrified of this COVID thing, which is rightly so. The last thing he wants is catching COVID at his age, and So
how old is he?
He's 71 or something like that.
And is he fully blind?
Oh yeah, can't see a fucking thing.
Has he been blind since birth?
Yeah,
Wow.
his eyes weren't properly formed when he was born. So
that's such a must be such a different life, isn't it? Completely from the start, and must have had a crazy life. What has he worked and stuff? What's his?
He used to run a. See, this is the other podcast that we've just done. We're waiting for it to see if Elliott thinks it's good enough. He used to run a magazine for the blind. You buy the tape and they'd send it and you plug it in.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's like original YouTubing.
Yeah.
That's original social
He's the original
media.
blind YouTuber from back in the day.
Yeah. If he'd have been around, say he'd have been about, I don't know, 20 now, 25, he'd have mastered all this.
Yeah.
He'd have made this work, and he'd have been something for the blind. Yeah. But he's all right. He's quite happy. I mean, he never goes out normally, so because of his abilities and that. But he's ticking on.
Yeah. Fan favourite as well on the channel.
Definitely, yeah. And you and June are quite, you are dog people, aren't you?
We are dog people.
And we had the sad passing of Doodle after, what was it, 12 years?
Yes. His name was Bumper.
Ah, okay.
But we don't tell the real name because there's some sick fucks out there, and if they knew his name was Bump and if they can work out where we live, if I lived on my own, I'd tell you where I lived. But because of the family thing, I don't want people knowing where we live, so I never tried to give my name all that away. But if somebody worked out where we lived and they saw June walking the dog on the field and shouted, "Bump, come on, Bump, Bump," because she was a nosy fuck, And all you have to do is run up, and they've got him. He's gone. So we never actually sell the names of the dog. But we will have a new addition to the family on Saturday. We're going to get the new Doodle.
Amazing.
Driving all the way down to Portsmouth to...
Same breed, or...?
It will be a Labradoodle, only this one will be an F4, I think, so not an F1.
Okay. What does that mean?
F1's a straight poodle Labrador.
Okay.
I think an F4 is something like a doodle crossed with a Labrador or something like that.
It's sure it's going to be super cute.
Yeah, it's dilute the dogs down.
So you're going to do a puppy review when you get him?
I'm going to make him pay for himself, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Did you have coronavirus?
I did, yes. I wasn't tested. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, because you did a couple of videos where, when you were ill and obviously people were quite concerned about you. And I have to say,
I went missing, didn't I, for a bit?
You looked very ill.
I was like, I think he's gone.
Yeah, you did look very ill.
I got it. Elliott was doing these quiz nights on his channel, and I did the quiz. I weren't on it, but I did the quiz with him and leaving little messages and everything. Anyway, I got up and I went into the living room. I says, "Fucking hell!" I says, "You got all the windows open in here or something like that?" I can't remember which way around it was. And she went, "No." And anyway, she touched my head and I was burning up and I was cold that really because I said the windows open. Yeah. And she says, "Are you all right?" I says, "Well, I just feel really cold." She says, "Well, you're burning up." So anyway, never thought more of it. I'd got a bit of a sore throat, but Ginger got me a CD, Ed Sheeran, so I'd been singing along with that in the van, because when I start singing, I'm really going for it. And got a sore throat, and I went to bed, and anyway, I woke up in the morning, it felt like I'd had a kick-in outside a nightclub. It was absolutely in agony. And I got a big vein sticking out the back of my neck, still leading into my head. Jeez. And I just went downhill from there. And phoned up 111, and this is where people think, oh, he's going to say they were great. Well, they weren't. They were fucking useless.
Really?
They were rubbish. They didn't want to know, mate. They didn't want to give me any help. All they kept saying was phone your local doctor. And you'd phone the doctors, and he's saying, he says, I don't really know what to say. He says, I can't have you into the surgery because of what? He says, just take some paracetamol, make sure you take lots of liquid, and, just keep in touch with us. And the doctors in Salby were fucking brilliant, really good. 111, just didn't want to know. No. Nobody wanted to do a test on me. We couldn't get her drugs. I was on inhalers and stuff to help with my breathing. They just didn't want to know. In fact, this is the thing right now. I needed these drugs, and you'd think the chemist had come round and dropped them off. Nobody wanted to know. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
So,
how long did you feel ill for? Was it?
I'd say a good 6 weeks. I was off work for a month. I'd got real bad breathing problems. Well, I just couldn't breathe. June says I was in bed at one time, and my eyes just kept rolling in the back of my head like the Undertaker. My lips went blue, and she honestly thought I was going to die. Yes. And the doctors and nobody wanted to know. And like she says, she kept saying, "Oh, you've got to go in hospital." And I says, "I'm not going in hospital. If I go in hospital, I'll die. They will kill me."
Yeah. And
I didn't go in. And anyway, all of a sudden, she was looking up these YouTube things, this thing called YouTube.
Yeah.
And
sounds
never take off, will it?
No.
And anyway, she found this doctor doing breathing exercises. I got up. She made me get up, sat down on the chair, and I started to do these breathing exercises. And I coughed up no end of phlegm. Real shit, because apparently what happens is all your juices in your lungs goes to the bottom, and that's what causes the damage. So anyway, I was doing these real big breathing exercises and just coughing up all these phlegm.
Bringing it up.
Yeah, but the best thing was, for 3 days, I was talking to my mum, but like I said, she's been dead 17 years. She was sitting on the bed listening to June. She'll make you better. She'll be all right. You do that, and it's quite sad really, because 1 minute my mum's there, now she's gone again. Yeah. I've lost her again, the silly old bitch.
We'll put a little clip in of, because you did your first video back from that.
And you missed me.
Yeah. And there was a bit where you said to June you thought you were going to lose me, didn't you? And you're both welling up.
Yeah.
I'm lying there in bed watching it with tears down my face. And Louise's like, "What are you crying?" I was like, "Nothing."
She's there, she's been cooking, she's been fucking looking after me, and without her I would have fucking died. Thank you, June.
I must admit, I've never been so emotional in my fucking life.
Yeah. But no, it was really nice.
I take it you're an emotional kind of lad.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
cry at
man.
weddings and shit like that.
Yeah, and
He's far too young to lose his dad, Dave. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He didn't want to lose you.
Yeah. Not now. Dave, I'm not sure of how much of the Food Addiction podcast you watched, but we spoke.
I watched a fair bit of it. I went through it. Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke briefly about.
Are you bringing that sandwich out?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Now it's split opinion, and there's only one person really that can make the final call,
Right.
and that's a guy with over 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So we'll be honoured, Dave, if you could have a bite of the
Yeah, I'll have a
sandwich and
bite
let
of
us
the
know.
sandwich,
All
yeah.
right, wait there, 2 seconds.
I used to eat jam and pickled onion sandwiches as a kid. So
Jam and pickled onion?
yeah.
Oh. I don't like either of those two things, jam or pickled
Oh,
onion.
yeah.
So
I've got a mate at work who's scared of jam.
scared of
He's
it.
got a phobia of jam.
Really?
Really, yeah.
I wonder
You
where
put-
that's come from. Is that from his childhood or something?
Don't know, but you put jam on his locker, he can't take it.
Really?
Yeah. Put a jam jar on the top of his locker, it runs a mile. You smear a door over the door, fucking can't handle it. Terrified of jam.
Terrified of it.
Ain't that right, Reg?
Okay, so here we have it. It's the famous or infamous sandwich from the Food Addictions podcast. It is dairy cheese spread, so
Yeah, I
no
like
expense
that,
spared. What's-its and chocolate buttons. We've had a few comments, haven't we? Some saying it sounds vile, some saying it sounds all right. And who better to try it than Dave? So we'll slap the lid on Dave.
Yeah.
It's best of both, Brad. I hope you
Yeah.
don't mind that.
Yeah, it's funny enough. I used to when I used to have when I was a kid. I used to have quavers. I'd put them in a jar in a glass, and then I'd tip milk over them.
Well, like cereal.
Well, I feel less weird about that now.
Yeah, a bit like cereal.
Like
yeah.
cereal, but with quavers.
Yeah, just get your granny's glass and put the quavers in, and then pour the milk on.
Yeah.
And then some jam and pickled onions on
Jam
the side.
pickled onion
Yeah.
sandwich. Yeah.
So if you want to, this
Right.
camera here, Dave's directly on you.
Okay, so I'll get a good squash down because that's
Yeah.
how you're supposed to eat a
That's-
proper secret
I
sandwich.
completely agree.
Literally
Yeah.
would do that, yeah.
So on the count of 3, let's tuck the fuck in.
There we go. Now he's got a good mix of all the ingredients there.
That surprisingly ain't that bad.
Yes!
Yes. What do you reckon?
Yes.
Is it all
The
right?
chocolate
Sweetness.
works so well with the cheese.
Everything nowadays is having chocolate in it.
Mm-hmm. With
Um,
salty stuff, like bacon,
Yeah.
milkshakes
Have you
and
have
stuff.
you seen me Five Guys video?
Yeah, with the bacon milkshake, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I've not had one yet, but you've inspired
got
me
one
to
round
try
here?
one. Derby's Derby Into. That's the nearest one.
Yeah.
to it,
Yeah.
but-
Or just go. Have you got McDonald's round here? Just go yourself, get McDonald's milk, or just make your own.
and just chuck some
You
bacon
don't
in
need
it.
to
Bacon
fucking
in
go
it.
miles
Yeah.
and pay an
Yeah.
extra
Yeah.
fortune.
So what would you say about that then,
I
Dave?
think it's all right. I'm gonna have another bite.
Yeah, well, that's a
love
big
that.
compliment, isn't
I
it?
love that.
Yeah,
I can't believe he's actually rated it.
yeah.
That's made your day, that hasn't it?
Yeah, massively. He reversed parks and he likes my favourite sandwich. Our day's made.
Brilliant.
In fact, wrap the channel up now.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. That is.
It is. It's the chocolate, isn't it, that makes it?
It has to be dairy milk though, because it's just got the right mix.
Yeah, very good.
Would you recommend, Dave? Would you recommend to the viewers?
I would give it a try.
Yeah, there's plenty of viewers out there
Definitely.
who've slagged that off. So there you go, right from the
go.
horse's mouth.
Yeah, I'll
I
keep
think
that.
you have to try. Yeah. Some bloke got a sandwich, didn't he, from Richard Nixon?
Oh, okay. What, the president, US
Yeah.
president? Yeah.
He got this. Richard Nixon had bet this sandwich. Only part ate it, so the bloke picked it up and froze the fuck.
He must, to be
And he
fair.
bought it out the other day, and he's like trying to sell it for $70,000.
Yeah, because he'll have his DNA on it, so somewhere down the line they'll be able to
him
regenerate. Yeah, bring him back.
Yeah.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, gotta say, let's hope not. Yeah.
There's enough fucking idiots in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Last few points, Dave. I wanted to ask you a little bit how you deal with, because you always get knobheads, don't you, on every video,
Oh, love them.
like trolls, basically.
Love them.
How do you cope with that? Because I think it's easy to say, literally, I don't give a shit what you say. But is there any part of you at all that it gets to?
The people that I grew up with, the lads I grew up with, are very cutting. We're all a good group of lads. We're all close.
Is that Curly? And they're like,
Curly and there's two lads called. There's one lad called Tim Watts, Ian Hunter, Neil Hunter. They're brothers, and we're all very straight to the point. If we think you're a fucking idiot, we'll say it, but you're a mate, and that's how it goes. So these lads that I've grown up with have abused me I've abused them, and we've told them we've said the truth things to each other and all that. But we're all there for each other. There's one lad called Ian Riley. He's emigrated to Australia now, but if he walked through here now, we'd pick up from where we left off. It's that kind of thing. So when people say to me things on YouTube and try to upset me, it ain't working. No. It just, I mean, I said on another podcast, I did Football and Feelings the other day. Somebody said to me on a comment, I hope you die of cancer. And I did actually turn around and say, well, if you're going to abuse me and troll me, put some fucking effort into it, because saying I hope you die of cancer is just a lazy way of trying to get my attention. And if you're going to abuse me, fucking abuse me. Don't just
put some wit into it.
Put some thought into it.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Where's the mentality come from to post?
Well, they're just trying to get a reaction, ain't they?
Yeah. So if you block somebody on Twitter, that's like a win for them, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of thing they want.
Elliott's told me I should block more, and I have blocked more. I have blocked quite a few people now. But I don't like to block because I feel I've got this thing about freedom of speech. You know, if you're going to have a go at me, be constructive and that. But it's like, I mean, we said this before. I can't remember because we were talking before, weren't we? But somebody was moaning that I swore too much. Yeah. And like this, they've sent me this email saying blah blah blah. No, you should not swear. And if you want to do this, you want to do that, you should not be swearing. No. I'm thinking, oh, fuck off. So anyway, I didn't reply to him. And the next video I did, I went, for people who think I swear too much, fuck off, because I don't care. Yeah. And anyway, he sent me an email again the next day, didn't he, saying, really? I think that comment was aimed at me, blah, blah, blah. You did not... Now I can't watch you with my 8-year-old daughter. And I'm thinking, if you're watching me with your 8-year-old daughter, what kind of parent are you? Nobody really should be letting an 8-year-old child hear me saying, fuck, wanker, whatever.
Shit in a vase.
Shit in a vase.
Dog shit bag.
Shit in a vase. You know what you're doing? Take responsibility for your life and your kid and look after them.
And people moan at you for like eating loudly or eating. Like, that's your whole channel. Your whole channel is eating.
Do you know what? Right? They've said to me this before. When you're eating, you don't realise how these mics are brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah,
they pick up everything. Right? Because I think I've spat on this once and I've heard it's, you know what I mean?
We're going to frame that one anyway.
Yeah.
With your sandwich.
And it's like, I'm thinking, so I send them a message back and I'll be polite. Go set yourself a camera up, buy something and pretend to review it, listen to it back and see how well you can do it. And then if they come back again, I'll say, just fuck off then, I'm not bothered. I don't need you watching me. I don't beg anybody to watch me. You either watch me or you don't. It's that fucking simple. Life is very simple in a way. It's very, I won't say that word, black or white, but you know what I mean? It is, that is how life is to me.
Yeah.
You either watch me or don't watch me. I don't fucking care. Yeah. I love it that people watch me. I love it that people love my work, but don't come on here just to have a go at me and then try and change me, because I have got to 123,000 subscribers through who I am, and you aren't going to change me. Yeah. June was on about it the other day. She was going, perhaps you should do this and perhaps you shouldn't do that. And we were watching, the Gallagher brothers. They're on something fucking YouTube thing. You heard of YouTube. And they're on there, and I says, look at him, look there. Liam. Who's the nutty one? Who's the younger one? Liam. He's the fucking one. I says, if somebody went up to Liam and says, Liam, I don't think you should do this and I don't think you should do that, what do you think he would say?
Fuck off, mate.
Yeah, fuck off, mate.
Scouser, is he?
Yeah, that's what he would say. And I says to Jane, I says, look, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's me. And if it all goes tits up, that's my fault.
Yeah, 100%.
That ties quite nicely into the last thing we wanted to ask you, like, as in plans for, the future in the channel. Like, do you ultimately want to leave your job that you do and do this full time? I honestly think I will pack my work in. Well, not being big-headed, because I don't like this big-headed. I don't want to become something like that, but my mortgage is paid for through hard work, hard work to put that in. Yeah. The van's paid for, the Cooper's paid for. We've got savings, and we're at the stage now where
we're getting so close to it where I could, but just one word, one misplaced word, and I could lose the lot through.
Cancel culture, isn't it?
Yeah, JaackMaate was saying something the other day on this podcast that he did with his Football and Feelings again, and he'll say things to his mates that he wouldn't dare say on air,
of course,
because you've got to. It's like I was saying with my friends, you've got a knit, you've got a close knitness there, but you can actually say something here and not really mean anything by it, and you're fucked, absolutely fucked. So, yes, I do want to pack in work. I would love to do this and just say do a couple of videos, 3 videos a week, because it really is encroaching on the time me and June spend together. I'd like to make a little bit more of a quality video, not edit it and have stupid bloody titles and music and special effects and cars crashing and all that shit. I don't want to do that, but I'd like to take it on to another. I'd like to see how far I could take it.
How close do you think you are to doing that and making that leap and going for it?
I want to get Christmas out of the way. I want to see what's going to happen with this bloody stupid virus thing. Not that it is stupid, but just
the
in
rules
my term,
and things. Yeah.
I want to see what's cracking off, and then we'll see. Because I nearly did actually leave my job. I was going to do a bit of part-time van driving.
Yeah. But I was going to say, couldn't you meet it halfway and do something? Have a bit more control over your own time, and then.
Well, this was the whole idea. When I was going to leave, I was actually leaving on the Friday, and the place phoned up and says, we can't give you a job because they deliver meat to schools for school dinners.
Oh, okay.
So, of course, all the schools were shutting. And I had to go upstairs to my boss and say, sorry, Stuart, can I stay? And he went, yeah, of course you can. Because I go to work and I'm a good lad at work and I put everything in and I don't backshot the boss, but if I've got a problem, I'll go and see the boss and I don't stick my chest out to say my cock's bigger than your cock and all that kind of thing.
That's going in the intro.
Yeah. Yes, Stuart, let me keep my job. And I says,
that's brilliant.
I'll be honest with you, Stuart, I will be looking to leave in the future. He says, yeah, just let me know when you're leaving and we'll work around it. And I've got so much respect for my boss.
That's really
because
good.
he does actually sit and listen to you. And for some reason, he does like me because I talk to him. I don't talk at him. I don't bark at him. I don't, call him a knob and anything like that. Because he's not a knob. We were there. I worked at my place when the 2008 crash came along, and we're still going. We're still doing well.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a reason why our company's doing so well.
Well, it's in its second recession of the last 20 years then at the moment.
Yeah. It is, yeah. So that reason why the company's going is because of Stuart Evans, in my book.
We've got a little final, just a few quick fire questions, haven't we?
And
then we've got a little surprise for you, Dave. Yeah,
okay.
Even more of a surprise than the sandwich.
First one, there's a reason why I'm going to ask you this, so we'll follow it up as well. Mablethorpe or Skegness?
Well, I've actually got a sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and they won the lottery. They bought a fucking caravan in Mablethorpe. I think Mablethorpe's better than Skeggy because I think Skeggy's too commercialised, if you know what I mean. Mablethorpe's got an old seaside feel to it.
A bit more chilled, isn't it?
Yeah. I did a video the other week, didn't I?
You did, correct. Yeah, so Dave did an extended review, if you like, of Mablethorpe. Yeah. And the reason why I bring that up is that our grandma and granddad, who managed to get a mention every time we do this podcast, Margaret and Dave, shout out. They had a caravan in Mablethorpe for pretty much our entire lives. So, and we used to do a lot of.
You've got happy days there, ain't you? Because it is an old folk, not an old folk.
Yeah, it is.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a nice
time you go when you're a bit older to chill out.
It could do with some money spent on it, though, couldn't it?
Yeah. Anybody who was a fan of Mablethorpe or did used to go there as a kid, head over to Dave's channel, Blue Van Man, and look at his Mablethorpe review, because it's one of the most nostalgic videos you'll
just driving round, trying to fucking buy an ice cream.
Trying to find a chippy to go to, and you went to the one on the main strip, didn't you?
Dave actually drives past our grandparents' caravan park, doesn't it? It's like one of the last ones.
On the way out.
Mermaid, Mermaid,
yeah.
But Skegness has had a lot of investment. I don't know if you've been recently.
I haven't been recently. We wanted to go. We were actually planning on taking a trip up. Before we got the new doodle, we were going to go and have a ride up to Skeggy. But of course, lockdown and it's just pissed all over it. And I'm fed up with this lockdown, ain't you?
Yeah, 100%.
I honestly don't know what to fucking do about it.
I'm a restaurant manager, so I'm all over.
So you're
the
knackered,
place.
ain't you?
Yeah, it's just changing day by day. Really.
Do you think the government are doing the right thing, or don't you want to talk about that?
No, I'll say it. My opinion is I think the 10 p.m. curfew is awful.
Stupid.
Like,
what
really
a
bad.
stupid idea that is.
And what we've actually seen is, if they actually came boots on the ground and had a look at what they're doing, what they're actually doing is encouraging day drinking and binge drinking almost. So we're having a lot of messy bottomless brunch, women falling over and because they're all in a rush, and then at 10 they all just go and stand in the streets outside, so
playing cricket.
I saw that.
Well, it's just absolutely stupid. I don't honestly understand where these government get these advisors from. Because if they actually come and spoke to the common man in the street, the common lady in the street, they would learn so much more. But no, they're all got people like Twat Hancock who thinks he knows everything. You got that Chris Vallance who's got £600,000 worth of shares in
GSK.
Yeah. That ain't on. That's wrong.
And me and my colleagues have spent weeks and months of stress making our restaurant the most COVID secure, sanitizer, running on capacity, limited capacity, hand washing procedures, blah blah blah. To then be told you've got to shut at 10. There's nowhere safer than my restaurant. No. Do you know what I mean, in Leamington where it is?
It's just stupid because what's happening is people are just going out earlier, and then they just all, like you've just said, they're all going out on the streets. But your place, I would say, like most restaurants and that, make their money after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
On the last sitting.
Yeah, it's a cocktail bar.
So why the government are just complete knobheads, and I hate every single one of them.
I know this sounds like a strange person to reference, but Gary Neville was talking about the rise in cases in Manchester, because obviously he has a vested interest not only from a football perspective, but he also owns multiple hotels and bars and things like that. And he was saying that in the 3 weeks that they were talking about how it had peaked in Manchester, only 3% of the new cases were derived from hospitality industry, and it was over 40 in education. So obviously Manchester, same as Liverpool, Nottingham, Newcastle, Sheffield, they've all got multiple universities with tens of thousands of students moving around the country and integrating. And he's saying he doesn't think it's right for the hospitality industry to be
It isn't right. It's just killing people. They're just losing. They're just costing people's jobs. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about anything. But
While we're on that, can we just say that Tommy works at Las Iguanas in Leamington Spa, and we don't know if you've ever been there. Would you like to go?
Chris Walker's did a crisps. If you remember.
Did I slate them?
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the crisps.
No.
I'd love to. Yeah, you're more than welcome.
We'll have to try and sort something out. We'll have to come over when this COVID thing's gone.
Leamington's a lovely little town. I don't know if you've been before.
There's something happened in Leamington. I can't remember what it was. I don't know whether Uncle Steve used to go there. Is there a hospital or something there?
Probably.
It's near Coventry, isn't it? So
and Warwick. Yeah. But June especially would love it. There's lots of shops.
We'll have to come out because we are actually planning on. We do want to do like weekend trips where we pick a B&B and then we stay the night. We go out and have a meal and then we come back the next day. So
you could review the hotel.
Then you could do a video of you reviewing it and stuff.
Yeah,
I like that. Nice. Number 2 then. Your blue van or the old Saab that you had to kick the arse out of that time?
I did actually love the Saab. The Saab was June's though, that's it.
Yeah. So for context, there, the story was that they had a Saab and it broke down on the day that Leicester won the league.
Yeah, Leicester were lifting the trophy, and I was sat up on the 46. The arse had fell out the Saab. But you know what? I drive along in my van sometimes, and I'm quite happy in my own little word, and I'll say, I fucking love my van.
Yeah, I can't wait to go and have a photo next
time. We're all right to have a little look at it. Yeah. Number 3, 1 million subscribers or score the winner for Leicester in the Champions League final?
Oh, score the winner. Yeah, I'm not, like I've said, the YouTube figures don't matter that too much for me. If you have got a YouTube channel, I just don't look at. I know it's easy for me to say because I've grown that quick, and I knew it was growing, and I couldn't do anything about it. But I think people just put a little bit too much into it, and their lives depend on it so much, and it's.
Well, that's something. Obviously, that's the position we're in at the moment. Yeah. So we literally just started it this year, and obviously both of us have got full-time jobs as well. So
it's a lot of time into it. You know what I mean?
We try and just treat it like a hobby, really, don't we?
I think that's the best way to do it.
Next one, Five Guys, which we know you're a fan of. Five Guys or German Doner, which we know you like as well.
I think I'd have to go with German Doner because it's absolutely brilliant. Have you tried it?
I love Five Guys.
Yeah, I do.
Immense burger, but I've not tried German Doner
German Doner's absolutely amazing. Is it? It is absolutely fucking amazing.
Have you had like the box? You know, there's like a carbless box where it's like with salad and stuff. Or did
no,
you have it in
I don't
waffle?
have salad.
No, you had it in the waffle kind of thing.
I've had it in a waffle Because when they opened in Leicester, I went there and did it. My mate Larry was like saying, "Oh, you got to go this place, you got to go this place." Because I always get people coming, "You got to review this, you got to review." I'm thinking, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So I went and reviewed it, and I absolutely loved it. And then they've opened one in Loughborough, and I had 2 in one day.
Nice. That's great.
With that.
And final question: YouTube boxing became quite a big thing over the last few years. Let's say that you get invited to have a YouTube boxing fight. Who would you like to fight? We've got some suggestions here. Maybe Lawrence or JaackMaate, or if you're feeling brave, Brian.
You seen Brian working out? He's looking good, isn't he?
Who would you?
Jane sat there the night and she says, "He's looking trimmed, isn't he? Fit now. She don't even fit in a sexy way, but he's looking healthier in the face."
I left a comment on one of his last videos and said, like, you can tell he's like looking after himself and like better mentally and physically. Well, he liked it himself. It got
on the Kickoff. He's not eating shit anymore, is he?
No.
When I've been down a couple of times, he's like Burger King or that kind of thing. You know, and as you know, it's addictive, that kind of stuff.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, he's got a Gymshark brand deal now, hasn't he? He's a sponsored athlete with them.
I'm actually going to just buy some of that, and just for the sake of Brian, support. I don't know if has he got a code for it?
I think he probably has. Yeah, if you check it out on his Instagram.
I'll drop him a message.
For YouTube boxing, then who would you take on?
I don't know. I mean, people keep saying, "Oh, to take on the bootlegger."
Oh yeah,
that'd be amazing.
That's a shout. I think you'd hammer the bootlegger though in a boxing fight, don't you?
Yeah. If I did it, I would. I mean, I'm not going to do it because I'm 50 fucking 2. You've got to grow up. But I think if I did do it, I would really train for it. I would definitely go for it. Yeah. Because. Believe it or not, in my younger days, I was quite fit. I didn't do weights as such. I used to have them in my bedroom and do, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. And but when I broke my leg, I couldn't do anything. It was like, and I lost all the appetite for sport. And then like they were saying, well, you can't really play football again because your leg will probably break again. And so I did break my leg again. And so I just discovered Guinness. When I was, you know what I mean?
And that was it.
And I lost all my muscle. I mean, I think I'm still, I'm still pretty
most of it's muscle, isn't it?
Yeah, most of it's muscle, isn't it?
Yeah, but a lot of fat on the top of it. So it's, but I think if I did it, I would...
How long do you think you'd need in training camp to fight bootlegger?
Oh, you could do bootlegger tomorrow in the back of the van.
I think you could beat him up as well.
Yeah. I don't know, 12 weeks.
Yeah, 12
something
weeks.
Like that's about to go, isn't it? Well,
I'll tell you what. There's a YouTube documentary there. If you're watching YouTube, get that on your YouTube series. 100%.
I don't know. I'm gone beyond fighting and stuff. I've packed all that silly fucking game up.
Right. Well, Dave, to send you off with, we've bought you a little gift.
All right. Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I actually did it in the mindset that you might review this on another video.
Right.
If you want to open this, it's from Hotel Chocolat. Hotel Chocolat. I don't know if you've ever been. It's quite a high-end chocolate shop.
I do know of it, yes.
Yeah. Give that an open. Don't worry if you want to just rip it open. There we go.
I'll show it properly.
So there's 3 different things in there.
All right.
If you want to...
I thought they were going to be like that cake shop I had the other day when they sent me stuff. That was.
So it's called their
Nipples.
It's called their tipple range. So they're alcohol flavoured chocolates.
All right.
So that one is whiskey.
Yeah.
You've got rum truffles.
Yeah.
And gin.
June will be down in them.
I could just see you and June giving them a try.
We'll give them a go. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah. So obviously you said earlier that like it's kind of like helping us out and stuff, and it is massively because we'll get some subs and some views, but mainly it's been a pleasure to meet you, and we're both big fans.
Are you sure you got nothing else you want to ask?
We've got one final question.
Go on then.
Well, actually, our final question that we always go for guests is what advice would you give to an 18-year-old version of yourself? But you get that question a lot. We've noticed.
I can answer it if you want it. You can have it.
We thought we'll flip it on its head. We thought, imagine your 90-year-old BVM, and looking back at your life, what's the one thing that you hope that you can say that you've achieved or that you've been most proud of?
I don't think I'll make 90. I don't think I'll make 90. Which is good, really, because I don't want to be all pissing myself and you know what I mean.
Still doing this, right?
Yeah. I can see you.
Let me put my teeth in.
I'm reviewing this new catheter.
Yeah. You shove it right up. what would I say? A 90-year-old say to me now? Or?
No, like what are you hoping when you're that age that
right.
you can be proud of and that you've achieved, or maybe something that somebody in your family, maybe like something that Ginger's gone on to do or something like that?
I don't know. I think the fact that me and June have been married so long is something to be quite proud of, because I don't know about your parents or anything like that, but you know, a lot of marriages do seem to break up at the slightest.
Yeah, our parents took a divorce when we were really young.
Yeah, and it affects you, don't it? And
Yeah,
it makes
100%.
my dad, like I said, my dad was a complete knob. He's only a knob now, but he left me mum 3 or 4 times, and my dad was quite a disappointment to me. And I'll be honest, I mean, my mum and dad got married because I wasn't planned. I was a fumble in the back of a minivan. Probably why I like minis, you know what I mean? Or something, along those lines. So, back in the 60s, that kind of thing happened quite a lot. So, I'm quite proud that me and June have stayed together, and we've battled through whatever I've caused. But that's about it. I mean, hopefully Ginge will move on. I've never wanted Ginge to go to college, to university. We've never put that pressure on her, because I think a lot of parents put the pressure on the kids to, you've got to go uni, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, blah, blah, blah. No, you haven't got to do that. You've got to just go out, get a job, and contribute to the world. Pay for your way. You haven't got to have a university degrees and all that, because in the end, you'll still only be shitting and pissing in the same pot as everybody else. Yeah. Don't put pressure on your kids to... I mean, I go on Facebook and people have took pictures of the kids with a fucking mortarboard on their head and doing this, that, and then you think, is that child really? Have you got one?
It's a really embarrassing photo that Tommy revealed last week in one of our videos. It's the worst photo of me ever.
Yeah. But did you feel that you had pressure to do that, or is it you wanted to do and you wanted to sit here doing the same?
That's quite interesting actually, because Tommy's.
There you go, Dave. Look at that.
I did see it. Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah. It's quite interesting actually to talk to us about it, because Tommy's a little older than me, but Tommy didn't go to uni and I did, so we're sort of both sides of that argument. I don't know. I feel like...
I don't think you had pressure.
No, I don't think there was much pressure.
Did you put pressure on yourself to do it, though?
Yeah, no, maybe on myself. Certainly not. I didn't feel any pressure from family.
And what did you want to do when you were at uni? What did you strive to get so that your job that you wanted?
So I did a degree in accountancy. So that's what I do now. So I got chartered accountancy qualification earlier this year. Finished that off. But so once I got in and decided to do that at uni, at that point it's a 5-year process from there on. Yeah. So my attitude was pass every exam first time and smash it as well as I can.
And you have?
Yeah, I got first, and I managed to get qualified quite quickly.
You've done really well.
But yeah, I think probably more pressure on myself. Certainly nobody in my family, not my parents, not my grandparents, ever said we'll be disappointed if you don't go to uni or whatever. But I was probably in the mindset of, if I do go, then they'll be proud of me, and I think that is the case. So yeah, maybe pressure on myself. But
so all we've said to Ginger is just do what you do. I mean, she did really well in her exams. So I was fucking shocked. She was going, I might have to take this one again. Anyway, she passed a lot, flying colours.
So GCSEs.
Yeah, because we never said do anything. Live within your limits. Don't. This sounds pathetic, really, but don't go for something that you can't get. Well, I suppose you should be, in a way. Just be happy. That's what we've told her. Be happy. Get yourself a job and do that. Yeah. So
what does she want to do, aspirations-wise?
She wants to be some kind of accounts as well, or something along those lines. But we don't know. We'll sort her out.
You'll be proud of her, whatever, won't you?
Yeah, I'm not proud of some days. I'll tell you.
Or just leaving the ketchup in the fridge.
Yeah, some days I could quite easily shove her head in the microwave and put it on defrost.
What about maybe you could think about your grandchildren and stuff that one day? You think you'd be a good granddad BVM? You can show your grandkids your YouTube and stuff, couldn't you?
This is the thing, though, isn't it? Now, when I die, I'll still live.
Yeah.
We see this as like a time capsule.
Yeah,
we show our kids.
We did a podcast with our little sister Maisie and our little cousin Frankie. It was called Podjack. They took over. It's like a little half-hour episode with them. And we said we don't care if nobody watches it, because in 10 or 15 years they're going to be really embarrassed watching it back, and that's amazing for us.
But it might give them the insight to go and do this. It gives them a taste of stuff to do, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I'm pretty sure Maisie's going to do something in the performance or something like that. Yeah, she loves dancing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's fair play. It's just as long as they don't realise it's not as easy as it looks.
Oh, certainly not. No.
You know what I mean? It's quite frightening how hard it is, and people do have dreams and they get shattered.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think the main thing is, just by starting it off. So I was listening to JaackMaate's podcast with Nightscape recently, and he was quite inspirational. What he said, like, if you're sitting there thinking, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, I'm going to start a business, whatever it is, he says that first day that you make a Facebook page or we have that logo made or something like that, that first thing you do, you've done more than 99.9% have done. Do you know what I mean? And like obviously we're only just starting out. But everything we do, every video we put out, as long as we're proud of it, we're doing more than most people.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Thank you so much, Dave, for coming on. If you've liked the video, please drop it a like, as we always say. Subscribe to the channel. I've been Tommy.
I've been Robbie.
I've been here.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, Dave.